Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
1 second, you're enjoying your day off. The next, your phone buzzes. A window's been broken at home. You're miles away. In 1 second, everything can change. That's why ADT's professionally installed security systems monitor your home 24/7. They're backed by the most company-operated monitoring centers in the industry, so you're always supported during an emergency. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com to learn more.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. Zero tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
You've heard me talk about how convenient HelloFresh's contact-free delivery is forever, but it's especially helpful this past year. Haven't signed up yet? Right now you can get 12 free meals, including free shipping, when you go to HelloFresh.com/Morbid12. Use code Morbid12.
Hey weirdos, I'm Alaina.
I'm Ash.
And this is Morbid
as fuck.
It's Morbid. Hello, we're back. Hope you enjoyed our little sit down with Terry Carnation.
Yes.
Because that was wonderful and magical for us.
He is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Also one of the funniest. And that was just an overall amazing experience.
It really was.
That was so fun.
So Dark Air with Terry Carnation is going to be coming out April 1st. But if you love Rainn Wilson and you love Terry Carnation, I think we've advertised for radio rental on this podcast before.
Yeah, for sure.
But we just want to put it out there again because I think it's just one of those podcasts that is just such a good listen.
It's so funny.
Yeah, this is not an ad. We're not being paid for this. This is literally just I really like radio rental. We do that sometimes. We just want to tell you about stuff we're listening to.
No, and I think you guys would like it too.
Radio rental, I think, is up everyone's alley. And it's true stories told by the people that, experience them. And I think Terry Carnation is a cool crypt keeper kind of.
I love him so much.
Kind of thing in there. So if you guys are looking for something to listen to, go listen to Radio Rental because it's fun.
It is.
And again, not an ad. I'm just saying. But today we are going to go in a weird direction.
Where are we headed?
We're going to head to California.
Always weird.
Because I don't think we have any other business. So I think we can just pop right into this, right?
Yeah, let's get it.
There's no business in here.
I don't think so.
No more business.
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday. Let's just everybody chill out. It's cool.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Fuck it.
Let's get right into this. Let's get chill like California.
Let's get blazed.
I love where you took it. I'm let's lay down and take a nap.
Well, we are at my apartment, so.
We are, that's true. So we're going to go to a little place called Turnbull Canyon in California.
Never have I ever heard of that.
It is between Whittier and Hacienda Heights, and it's in Whittier, California.
All right. I didn't even know there was a Whittier, California.
I didn't either because we are East Coast ladies, so this is all new stuff for me.
I've never even been to California. Isn't that so fucked?
I have. It's really cool. I want to go back.
Yeah. I mean, I want to do a show there.
I want to do a show there. Hopefully, someday we will. Hello, California. We want to come to you.
Yeah.
We do. As with the rest of the cities that we had to reschedule.
We just want to go anywhere.
We really do. I think everybody does. We're almost there, guys.
Hey-o.
Finish line. We're almost there. So everybody just hang on tight. We're all going to hang on this together.
But use hand sanitizer after you hold on
Yeah,
tight.
hang on tight, but not.
Virtually.
With gloves on.
Ew.
All right, so let's talk about Turnbull Canyon. Now, this has murder, murder, attempted murder, ghosts, cults,
shit.
a gravity hill, a hanging tree.
What's a gravity
a
hill?
plane crash. It has all kinds of stuff. This is like, you know that I love me a weird ass place.
I thought
That I love me.
Yeah.
I also
you know
that I
love me. I love you. I think everybody should love themselves.
Yeah, I was just gonna say everybody should love themselves. I do love me.
Good.
But I also love me a like crazy ass place that has like big feet UFO, like weird shit that goes down it, like a Bennington Triangle.
I was just gonna say
Triangle,
or like that underwater place or the underground place that you did before.
Yes. Mary King's Clothes. That took me a second to remember that.
Yeah.
Mary King's Clothes is really cool.
That one was one of my favorites.
And you know the Irish Vanishing Triangle?
Yeah.
That's a crazy one. So,
yeah.
I love these places. This is one of those places that just like, it was cursed right from the get-go.
Oh.
And things have been on a downhill slide ever since.
Is it like another place to add to our list of places to visit?
Yes.
Okay,
this
cool.
is definitely, but no.
You take it back.
You know what? I take it back. No.
I love how you were just like, hell yeah. And then you were like, actually, not at all. No.
It's because it's, places like the Bennington Triangle. I'm like, yeah. Take me there. I want to see a Bigfoot, like for sure.
We don't want to deal with what's here.
This is like dangerous. Like this is like murders happen here still. So like
Still?
I'm good.
All right, I'm going to shut up.
Yeah,
now.
I'm good here. So this place is called Turnbull Canyon. It was named after a guy called Robert Turnbull, and the guy who it's named after was murdered. So it started off
Like you said.
with murder and mayhem right off the bat.
Right.
So Robert Turnbull was a Scottish immigrant. So Scotland. He moved to the area in 1873, and he had come to America to find fortune, and he did.
Okay.
He did really well. And I think in Scotland, he was like a rancher, a shepherd, like that kind of thing. But he was really looking to get into real estate. Because
Okay.
it was starting to boom over here. And he was like, California, I'm going.
California.
So he immediately looked into getting into the real estate game. The problem was he also liked to hit the sauce a bit.
Same.
And when he hit the sauce, it was early, often,
Not same.
and in great quantities.
Not same.
So quite a bit.
Okay.
He would also get into fist fights with literally anyone around him when he was hitting said sauce.
It's not a desirable quality.
So soon he was kind of known as that Scottish guy who is saucy and aggressive. Like he would just get into bar fights all the time. He was always drunk. People around him said that like they literally never saw him sober. So he was just really like, he was living that life.
I bet if he was your uncle, though, he would have been the funnest uncle.
He would be the hilarious Scottish uncle.
He would.
Like that would be
yeah.
the drunk Scottish uncle.
Yes.
That's what we all need one of those.
We all have one, I feel.
Well, around 1875, Temple Workman Bank was the huge bank in the area, and it was having some serious issues. The men who owned it were kind of like shitty at their jobs, and it just started getting chaotic very quick. They did not know how to manage money, and eventually the state's economy went tanking.
Oh, no.
And the bank couldn't handle it, so they just closed,
Oh.
leaving the people in the town shit out of luck with the money they had put in the bank.
They just took
They just
their...
closed it up.
That's not allowed, I feel.
So now the town, they were like, we got to figure out how to get this money back. So the town put together an advisory committee, and they filled this advisory committee. They had the people lead it that were the bank's largest creditors.
Okay.
And this was kind of like just to take care of this, figure out how to get the people their money back. Well, Robert Turnbull found himself on this committee because although he was a saucy fighter, he was also doing pretty okay in the real estate game, and he was one of the bank's biggest accounts.
All right.
So he was on there to try to figure this out. He was probably drunk, which is awesome. Like, good for him.
At least he's like functioning.
He's really getting things done.
He is.
Which I appreciate. And while on this committee, though, he also got the opportunity to see investments in land ahead of time and also purchase land for cheap. Because he was on this committee. They're trying to figure all this out. They're looking at different places to try to like build things and like get the economy going again. So this is when the canyon came up for sale.
Okay.
The place around the canyon and in the canyon. And he purchased the canyon immediately for like nothing.
Ooh.
So he really got like jumped on that. He was an honest to goodness mogul.
I love it.
And he figured in this canyon, it was a really nice area. I think there was like nice fresh water, like a stream running through it. So he figured he was going to go back to his roots. He was going to raise sheep there and sell the wool as like a side business. So he was like side hustling. And it was just really pretty. So he was like, I want that.
Yeah, it's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, I want that canyon.
It's serene and I can make some money.
So he bought it for a song, and at this time, it was still not named after him. So it didn't become named after
still
him.
alive.
Like, because at first I was like, oh, that's fun that he bought that canyon that was like Turnbull Canyon. Like he just named it after himself. That would have been awesome, but no.
No, have him.
So in 1885, 2 Quakers named Akia Pickering and Jonathan Bailey, according to the Quaker Campus, which is it was an informative article about this.
Cool.
They came and they offered Robert some cash money for the canyon. They were like,
I love you so much.
This is
Some cash money.
This is a great canyon you have here.
Love it.
And they were like,
love your digs.
We would love to settle here and shit. So they were like, we love this area. So they bought a ton of the land around the canyon. And then they were like, we'd really like that canyon as well because we have all the land around it.
No.
And it's right in the middle of our land. And it also has that nice stream in the middle where we can like use it for supplies and shit.
He was like, that's my stream.
Well, and Robert was like, yeah, like he wasn't a dick about it. He was just like, I just really love this canyon. And I don't want to sell it.
And
they
it's
were
mine.
like, okay. So for a couple of years, they kept trying to ask him to sell it. Like it seems everything I read said that like nobody was like being a nasty about it. Like
they were just like, hey, you ready yet?
Ready to sell that yet? And he was like, no. And they were like, okay, we'll come back.
They were like, have some oatmeal.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, totally. Have some Quaker oatmeal. So in 1887, they offered him $30,000, which was a lot. Back then. I mean, it's a lot now, but it's a lot.
It's like a down payment on a condo.
It's
today.
I was going to say today. And he was like, okay. Like as soon as they gave him that, he was like,
alrighty.
So
twist my arm.
He was psyched. He was like, all right, cool. Take the canyon. It's yours.
He's like, I'll buy 6 others.
Yeah. He was like, I don't care. That's a lot of money. Cool.
1 second, you're cleaning the gutters. The next, the fire alarm's blaring. Smoke billows out the window. In 1 second, everything can change. That's why ADT offers DIY security systems that let you monitor everything from the ADT Plus app. Their technology helps first responders find you in an emergency. So tackle your to-do list. Your home's protected. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com to learn more.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
So a few months later, he's living on his own somewhere else, and it was in January of 1888, only a few months after he sold it. Robert was drinking, doing what he does best.
No way, Jose.
Drinking and fighting. That's what he was doing. He was in a pub. He got into like a bar brawl.
Nothing new.
Just lit like a Tuesday.
Sure.
And he got thrown out onto the street, and he was on his way home, and he fell off of his horse, apparently.
Oh, no.
Which is no good. That's probably something he hadn't done before.
Yeah.
And apparently the police found him off his horse, and they arrested his ass for public drunkenness. And
Not an RUI?
Not an RUI, riding under the influence. HUI, horsing under the influence.
Horsing.
So the police arrested him for public drunkenness. They threw him in the drunk tank. He didn't remember anything about the evening, but he remembers going home, or he remembered going home, and he realized on his way home that he was not feeling great. And he was like, oh, maybe it's just because I was really drunk. But then he was like, I feel like I got hurt. So
oh no,
he suddenly realized that he was severely beaten. Like, he doesn't remember the beating, but he remembers being, like, he was severely beaten.
Imagine.
So he was bloody and bruised and swollen when he arrived home, according to his housekeeper.
What?
And he slept for more than a day and then woke up.
He probably had, like, a very intense concussion.
And she reported that he was acting very strange. And he put on a weird mismatched outfit, which was not, he was always very like put together, and then took one of her hats and put it on his head.
He probably had like a traumatic brain injury.
100% had a traumatic brain injury.
Like he
100%.
fell off a horse and then was beaten.
Well, and so he left the house. He was like, "Goodbye, Mary," and he just left. And she was like, "That's my hat." Okay. So he just, and they didn't have cell phones. So she was like, "I guess I'll see you, hopefully." Like,
She didn't text him, give me my hat back.
good luck with your cranium.
And I want my pink hat
my big hat back. She just screamed that at him. And she didn't hear from him for like a day.
Yeah.
And then the following day, a couple of children discovered his dead body floating in the LA River.
Oh, no.
So it was clear that he had either fell off the Macy Bridge into the LA River or he had been thrown.
Which, like, either is not too...
No, neither one is good, because the medical examiner said that he died from a blood clot that came from a severe head injury that killed him.
Yeah.
And it was labeled a homicide, and it was never solved.
But do we really think it was a homicide?
Well, here's the thing. It would be a homicide. Whoever beat him caused that clot, meaning that's a homicide. He died of the clot. He did not die of drowning.
All right.
So he died... And then he either must have had a blood clot and like an aneurysm as he was walking and fell.
Yeah.
Which still would be attributed to the person that caused that injury.
Right.
Or somebody threw him off the side of the bridge. Either way, somebody murdered him.
Dang.
And we don't know who. So it was never solved. Well, those two Quakers who we sold the land to, they named it Turnbull Canyon after him, like
After
in honor of him.
Oh,
Because he was so nice when he sold the land, and they were like, "Wow, that's sad."
I love that.
So they did that.
But that was probably their first mistake, huh?
Certainly was. So before Robert came and all that chaotic energy happened, there was more chaotic energy in this before he even came.
Maybe it rubbed off on him.
Yeah, this canyon was already full of it. So way, way back, Native Americans knew of this land. And they called this place, and I apologize if I say this wrong, Hutukna? That's what it is.
Hutukna.
And it translates like roughly to the dark place or the evil place.
Awesome.
And they used to say that the sun wouldn't touch this valley, like this canyon. And Native Americans wouldn't go there and considered it like cursed, but like kind of sacred ground.
Okay.
But they wouldn't step foot in there. They were terrified of this place because it was pitch black when the sun would go down.
Oh, that's so scary.
So early Spanish explorers came in and forced these same Native Americans to live in this canyon that they had named the dark place and were so terrified of.
Well, that's fucked.
And they were forced to convert to Christianity, and if they refused, they were slaughtered in the canyon.
Jesus.
So people say that the ghosts of these angry Native Americans are still walking among the canyon, angry, upset, and not settled.
Or probably terrified that they just had to be
Exactly.
there.
And hikers say that they'll feel people watching them on the hike. Like, and it doesn't feel like someone's watching them. It feels like many, like the same kind of experiences over and over. People say that they feel like a crowd of people is watching them while they hike. Yeah. And some people will say that they will hear like almost like rain stick sounds.
Oh, okay.
Like not quite a drumming, but like smacking together two sticks kind of thing. And they hear it like faintly in the distance in the canyon. Yeah. So there's that. So already right from the get-go, the Native Americans, they always know.
Well, that's the thing.
It's like the Bridgewater Triangle. They knew. Right. And it's like they always know. So they knew, and they were like, don't go in there. And then settlers came in and were like, you go in there. And then it starts a whole...
Here's the thing. Settlers were not settlers. Native Americans were the one who like knew where to go. They're the ones that were like, settle here, not there.
Listen to them.
Yeah.
They know the land better than... Like, come on, guys. So it kicked off some real chaotic energy in there. So let's talk about, we're just going to go through all the different things that are occurring in this. So cults.
I love it.
There were some real scary cults happening there. And some say that they're still there. So the first sightings of this really started during like the Great Depression in the 1930s. People would see men and women in black robes gathering in the canyon.
No.
And it was said that because this was the Great Depression, obviously unbelievable financial upheaval for everybody.
Yeah.
So this was a time when all around the United States, especially, people were giving up their children to orphanages and for adoption because they couldn't feed them. And they were hoping by giving them up the children would be fed, basically.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it's a real bummer.
That like ruins me.
But so this was happening around here, obviously. The orphanages were overflowing with kids. And this cult is said, the legend says, that this cult was adopting some of these children or kidnapping them from the orphanages to sacrifice in the canyon.
What the fuck?
And occult paraphernalia and evidence of animal sacrificing was found in there. And there's even a story of a witness, an unnamed witness, which I found in like several things. But again, this is
Legend.
There's nothing concrete to hang on to here, but it's a story that's interesting and that it's definitely told around those areas.
Listen, fuckers, we're gathered around the campfire right now.
We are gathered.
So roast
Gather
your
with
mallow
me.
and listen up.
So this unnamed witness said that they were near the canyon one night and they heard all this commotion, so they went over to look and they saw what appeared to be around a 12-year-old boy attached to a cross where these robed figures were chanting around him and like doing weird shit. And then they inverted the cross with him on it and proceeded to beat the hell out of him until he was completely covered in blood.
Oh my goodness.
He was then thrown in a sack and driven away.
What the fuck?
And people say that they have seen hooded figures on the trail even today. And at night, people will see bonfires burning in the canyon.
So is that ghosts or is that a cult
People
that's been
don't
around
know
for
if it's
so long?
Yeah, people don't know. And then people will say that they hear the ghosts of children like crying or laughing on the trails or like just all kinds of weird shit.
No, ghost children are not for me.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. And I guess there was also like, rumors that after it wasn't really working to like adopt these children from these orphanages, they were like kidnapping kids and also just taking runaway kids, like hitchhiking kids, anything they could find.
That's like a cult MO.
Isn't that terrifying?
That's so scary.
So that's just a scary little like,
aside.
So another thing that is a big legend among this area is that there was a mental health facility that was around the canyon.
And it's you don't know if it's like totally for sure true?
No, I don't know if it's totally for sure, but it's something that is told in many, many, many different places. So,
okay.
And it's one of those things that I think is just like a legend that people like to cling on to, but it's one worth telling just because there's a little bit of like truth to it almost.
Yeah. I feel so where there's smoke there's fire.
Yeah, and it's like you gotta tell these things, you gotta keep the legends going. You gotta keep it going,
pass it down.
So they say that it probably was around the 1940s that it burned down. And of course there's been a ton of wildfires in California, and actually lately and recently there has been wildfires in Turnbull Canyon.
Oh,
so
shit.
That's interesting.
So it's not like unlikely.
This place was a mental health facility. It was during the time when lobotomies and electroshock therapy, things were not great in these places at those points. So, there was a ton of abuse, a ton of, misery and just horror. So it burned down in the 1940s, and the burnt remains of the foundation are said to be at the end of a dirt road that's closed to the public.
That would be so spooky.
People on YouTube, I've seen YouTube videos where people have gone to these places. There is a burnt out foundation of some building.
Oh, hello.
So in the 1960s, it's said that a group of teenagers were hanging out here because this is like a place where people like to go. And
of course.
They've actually had to reinforce the gate to this place, which I will mention in a minute, because people were going there so often and there is like partially private property back there. So don't go looking for it. But in the 1960s, these teens were hanging out in this like foundation, and the foundation has like some walls to it. It's like a burnt out building.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, oh shit, I think I found the room that they probably did the electroshock therapy in. It had like burned instruments and shit.
Oh, that's so spooky.
And he touched an area of it.
Why?
And his friend said that he immediately was electrocuted.
Still?
And they said like gruesome electrocution and died. And what's crazy is that 20 years before this, they had shut the electricity off to that place.
Yeah.
Like, there was no electricity.
That doesn't make any sense.
So it's just a really creepy thing.
That's nuts.
Now, leading to this area, like I said, there's a gate. This gate is called Hell's Gate.
Not
People
Heaven's
calls
Gate.
it Hell's Gate. And it's strange and mysterious, and like this big iron gate that leads to the remains of this mental health facility. And people will say like, this is the entrance to hell. Like,
sounds like it.
You go in there and you can hear screams of kids and like just weird shit. It's just like you don't want to go there.
No.
And it's hard to find too. It's like
There's
one of
a
those
reason.
really hard to find places. So the next thing I'll talk about really quickly is called the hanging tree. And if you go on YouTube, you can also see like videos of people finding this tree.
No.
It's said that a man.
I know.
It's said,
a man.
It's said.
I was
got
about to
really into
roast
the
you.
storytelling moment for a second.
Man.
It said a man. No. It said that a man hung himself in a tree in the canyon.
That's sad.
And people say that they will randomly see a man hanging from a tree. They'll freak out, and then as soon as they look again, it's gone.
What the fuck?
And people also say that they have seen ghosts of children hanging in the trees. Like they'll be walking down a trail and they'll suddenly look to their right and there's like 6 trees with kids hanging from them, and then they'll look again and they're gone.
No.
That shit's not right. That part of the Sixth Sense, when they're in the school and he looks up the stairway and they're like, what are you looking at? And he's just staring, and then it fucking flashes to this entire goddamn family hanging from gallows. That fucked me up.
You saw The Sixth Sense too early, didn't you?
I saw it way too early.
I saw it too early as well.
I saw it too early, and it left too much of an impression. That one scene, I was like, no. Because there was a kid in there, too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
2 kids and, like, parents hanging
Isn't there,
from
like, a little girl in,
gallows.
like, a bonnet?
It's horrific.
Yeah, it's fucked.
And that's what I picture. Somebody looking to the right, and that's what they see, and then it's gone. So don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
No.
So that's weird. Now let's get to a really solid thing that you can find newspaper articles on that is reported, that is really fucked up.
Let's get to a true crime.
A real true crime. This is where we're going to get to the real shit.
Okay.
So I gave you all like
was a build-up.
spookies, and now we're going to get like, no.
Too real for me.
So let's talk about a plane crash that happened in this canyon.
Okie dokie.
So this plane crash is wild. It's just wild.
This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app to bank, borrow, and invest. Say goodbye to account fees and give your bank balance a glow-up with a SoFi high-yield savings account. Get over 8 times the national average savings rate and an epic welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up at SoFi.com/SXM. SoFi checking and savings offer through SoFi Bank N.A. member FDIC. Terms apply.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, 0 tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
The way it happened, it's wild, the lead up to it, and it's gnarly. So April 18th, 1952 was when this plane crash happened. It was kind of forgotten in history a little bit.
Good. Awesome.
Weirdly enough, like, it's one of those things that if you look up certain sources about Turnbull Canyon, they'll be like, oh yeah, and this plane crash happened. And then they'll say in the source, they'll be like, and you can't find anything relating to this, no articles. You can. Like, it's just harder to find because history has kind of like scrubbed it a little bit.
That's a little weird.
But it is real. Like, there's news reports about it. There's real people involved.
There's a reason they
Well,
don't
it's
want
weird
us to know about it.
It is weird. It's definitely a weird thing.
Weird.
And actually, most people in the area have said they grew up hearing this, but thinking it was a legend, like a myth.
And it's not, like
But
you
then they
said.
find out it's real, and they're like, oh, it's just strange.
Yeah.
So April 16th, 1952, Flight 416 West was carrying 26 passengers and 3 crew members. Many of the sources claim, you'll see out there if you look this up, that there was a large amount of children on this flight. There wasn't. It was a very normal
Why
amount
do
of
people
children.
feel the need to add, like,
You know,
horrific
yeah.
detail to a horrific event?
You know why they want to with this particular one? Because they want to keep that cult thing going where, like, I've seen things that are like, oh, the legends say that the canyon is still thirsting for the blood of the innocent. So people have added on that, like,
That's
the
intense.
canyon forced this plane full of kids to crash into it so they could, like, sacrifice it.
That's
but
a lot.
It's just a very normal flight manifest.
Okay.
It's like there were kids, but
also adults.
no, not an absurd amount of children or anything. So either way, it was going from New York City, where it left LaGuardia Airport at 6:09 p.m. Initially, Captain John D. Trayer was the pilot, and it stopped in Chicago and then stopped again in Kansas City. And it was here that Captain Lewis Powell joined, and so did another pilot named Charles Waldron. And so they also, on this stop, picked up one other crew member, and it was a 29-year-old woman named Harriet Parmalee, who was a flight attendant, but she was off duty at the time.
Okay.
They were just picking her up because she was literally just getting on board to hitch a ride back to California.
Oh, that's awful.
And she was in Kansas City, Michigan, visiting her family and attending her uncle's funeral.
Oh, wow.
And her uncle had died in like a weird scenario where he owned like a sporting goods store, and there was a gas leak and it just exploded with him and one other customer in the store.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was just like you can look that up too. I think his name was like Claude, but it's a very strange,
That's
weirdness.
nuts.
So she was attending that uncle's funeral, just getting on here just to hop back to California.
Right.
And it's like, if it was just not this flight.
That's so crazy that somebody dies in like a freak plane accident on their way home from a funeral.
It's insane. So they did have a little layover when they landed because they had to fix something that was leaking. Yeah. So April 18th at 1:38 a.m. it took off again. And it stopped again very briefly in Wichita, Kansas to get more fuel, and then it was going to be on its way to California. Now, there was a big thunderstorm at one point, and it had to stop again in Amarillo, Texas to wait out the storm.
This is like when the universe is like...
I'm like,
no.
This is the wildest.
No.
Like, what?
Hey, no.
No, this is not okay. Now, according to Forgotten Tales, the crash of Flight 416 West, they did like a really good job going into all the details of this. It's like a video. You can look. We'll try to post it. The fuck was that?
My phone slipped into the crack of the... But did you hear that noise?
Yes, and my heart just ran over to the other side of the room. It's no longer in my body. I don't know how I'm talking anymore because I'm not a living, breathing human being.
Did you hear the phone like drop?
Yeah,
okay, good.
I did.
Because it sounded like somebody like hit the back of the couch.
Oh, I know.
And I'm just a little bit on edge.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm gonna need a moment.
Oh shit, that scared me. It's dark in here.
Fuck.
The woods are there.
Whew. Okay, let
Spooky.
me breathe for a second.
It was like such a cinematic moment.
Oh fuck.
It's like when you're like we're gathered around the campfire.
My heart is like...
I know, that scared the shit out of me.
Okay, so like I said, I'm going to post that video, The Forgotten Tales, the crash of Flight 416 West. I'll post that in the show notes so you can watch it.
Cool.
They had apparently been traveling from New York at this point for 27 hours.
Yikes.
Not supposed to take that long. Captain Trayer, at this point, he was the original pilot. He decided at this stop he was going to get off the plane.
The pilot?
He was going to leave. One of the 4 pilots on board.
Okay.
But he was the original one, so he's handed it over to his co-pilots.
Why?
There isn't any explanation as to why he left this plane at this point, because this was an unexpected stop. They weren't supposed to stop in Amarillo, Texas.
That's weird.
He didn't live there, so there's really nothing else about that.
Was he a clairvoyant man?
Maybe he just needed a break after 27 hours. He was like, I'm tapping out for a
Well,
little
you know
while.
what? I'm proud of him because I think he listened to the universe and was like, I don't think we're supposed to go there.
Always listen to your
gut.
To your gut, whatever it's saying. So this was at like 6:14 p.m. that he was like, goodbye. Now at 9:04 p.m., everything finally cleared up. The thunderstorm went away. Nothing was leaking anymore. They had fuel. So they took off again for California. At this point, it was Captain Lewis Powell that took over the lead position in the cockpit because that Captain Trayer had left.
Yeah.
So he was very respected, very skilled pilot. He had tons and tons and tons of flight hours under his belt. This was not like, like a
Rookie
brand new,
in the seat.
Not that like any pilot is going to be like, oh no, but this wasn't like even a rookie. This wasn't one with any less flight hours than one you would definitely want flying your plane. But he had suffered a very severe heart attack a month earlier, and his doctor had recommended that the airlines not allow him to fly for a while because they were worried about a cardiac event happening.
Right.
They were like, we can't be sure that
It's
won't
a little
happen.
irresponsible to not listen to your doctor in that scenario.
Well, the airlines didn't listen either, and they let him fly.
That's fucked up.
So that's not good. Now, the plane then landed in Phoenix, Arizona at 12:30 a.m., and this is when 3 adults and a little baby disembarked. I don't know if this was a planned stop, but it was a quick one. They let these people
Is this like
off.
a private plane?
No.
That's weird.
But it was way back when, so I'm sure things were
different,
much
yeah.
different. But they took back off at 1:43 a.m. to finally go to their destination.
For real.
They were set to land in Burbank. When they got to 6,000 feet and were heading into the area, suddenly a thick, spooky fog blanketed the entire place, and it dropped
landing.
to 50 degrees. Now, that kind of weather is not ideal for anything, but especially the specific landing instruments in this particular plane. The 50 degrees was not going to be a good thing, and they couldn't see shit. Oh, no. So they had to divert to LAX. Now, air traffic control, they were speaking with the flight the whole time. They were trying to tell them where to go, telling them what altitude they should be at.
Yeah.
And at 3:23 a.m., they gave them the clearance to land at Los Angeles International Airport. Now, 3:33 a.m., the fog was all the way in the Turnbull Canyon. And it was very hard to see the actual canyon through it. Now, people in the area said they were woken out of a dead sleep at around 3:30 a.m. because the plane was so low and so loud. They said they felt like a plane literally like flew directly over their house.
That's so scary.
Which planes scare
so loud.
the shit out of me.
Yeah, you're
and
not a plane
loud,
girl.
low planes. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like if I woke up to that, I have had so many horrible dreams about watching a plane crash. Not being in a plane crash, I've had those too. But I have this weird reoccurring nightmare of watching a plane crash.
Yeah.
And like not being able to do anything about it. And it's like a very stressful dream. Dream interpreters.
Remember when that happened to my mom?
Can you tell me? I do remember that.
Maybe
Oh my
that's why.
God.
Maybe it's like secondary, like.
Wow, that's weird. Yeah, that did happen.
She like actually like witnessed a plane crash.
Yeah,
and
small
the
plane
aftermath.
crash in a parking lot
lot.
while she was at work. I remember when that happened. That
And
was
she saw
gnarly.
like
She
the
saw
inside.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Maybe that's why she's so fucked up.
I don't know. It was before then, but that was gnarly though.
Yeah.
That'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I've had this weird, like, reoccurring dream. So dream interpreters out there, can you tell me what that means? Am I stressed?
I think.
Do I have control issues? Yes.
Well, that's not
The
even a
answer,
question. I was literally just going to say it probably has something to do with your control issues.
And can you tell Ash to relay it to me because I'm not on social media right now?
You know how many people have been tweeting at me like, show this to Alaina.
I love that. Thanks, guys.
I love that too, but I'm like,
I'm going to come back on. I just like, honestly, I recommend it to everybody. Just taking a little break from like the constant
it's a lot.
scrolling and just constant like news and stuff. It's been kind of nice to not be aware
Just live in the
of
moment.
anything. And I think I was like too busy. I was doing the busy scroll a lot.
Yeah.
And that was getting to me because I'd be like doing a puzzle with like my daughters and
Yeah.
randomly just like scroll. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like pay attention to what you're with your kid.
Yeah.
So it's been nice.
You're
I just
an
recommend
amazing
it.
mom, like regardless. Though.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But it just like feels nice to be more present, I think. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I recommend it to anybody.
You're like a
It's
free
nice.
bird now.
Yeah. Give it a few weeks and it's nice. It's a nice feeling. And I'm going to be so excited when I come back. I'm going to be like, guys, what happened?
You know it's not a nice feeling?
What?
Hearing a plane go by your
No,
window.
it's not. And also, quick little mention, I really wanted to say a Hamilton quote and be like, what did I miss?
Oh my God.
I couldn't let that go. So yeah, everybody woke up at 3:30 and they were like, there's a fucking plane
Right
just
there.
scraping the roof of my house. What is going on right now?
I'm picturing like the windows in my bedroom and just seeing a plane like fly by
and,
them.
like the windows shaking, and they said it felt like it was like whoosh, like right over.
Ew.
And of course, when that happens, what are you gonna do?
Especially, didn't you say it was at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, like 3:30 a.m. You're not gonna wake up and be like, I must call someone. You're gonna be like, that was weird, and then you're gonna go back.
You're
to
probably
sleep.
going to think that you were like dreaming.
Exactly. So it was around this time, also around 3:30 a.m., that they lost contact with the flight. Shit, what is it called?
Everybody.
Those flight
Air
people.
control.
Air traffic control. That's
Yeah.
what it's called. They lost contact with
control.
them. It's a major
Major
job.
job.
The radar lost them. The radio went dead. So now they don't know where they are.
This shit freaks me out like nothing else.
I don't like that. So residents in the area also said they heard what they described as a bomb going off shortly after that.
Phenomenal.
But again, what are you going to do? It's just like one of those things that you're like, did I hear that? Like, how many times do you hear something weird outside in the middle of the night that you're like,
Well, I was
What was
going to say,
that?
like, I feel like, I mean, I live near the woods, so, like, I'll hear, like,
hear
gunshots and shit sometimes.
That's
and I'm
the
like,
thing.
It's probably just people hunting.
Well, and you're like, it's either hunting, is it fireworks?
It could be,
is it, like,
yeah, it could be anything.
you're automatically going to convince yourself, like, I don't know
It's
what that
fine.
was. I'm just going to sleep.
Doesn't
they
involve
did.
me. You know, the bystander effect.
Well, exactly. So the crash wasn't discovered until after 10 a.m. the next day, because the fog also took a while to clear, and it was only then that the black smoke rising from...
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, 0 tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
The crash site in the canyon could be spotted by farmers in the area, and that's when it was reported.
That's really scary.
Now, what happened was the landing gear was down because they were trying to initially land in Burbank, and they had put the landing gear down. They had gone down to 6,000 feet. They were getting ready to go. Well, the landing gear was still down, and they had drifted to 980 feet. So that's really low.
That's super low.
And one wheel and they were in the canyon, and he couldn't see.
He didn't know that he was
He
in a
didn't
canyon.
even know he was in there. So one wheel caught the side of the canyon, and the second wheel hit the other side, and then it spun the plane out of control. As it lurched to the side, the wing caught the side of the hill, and it went nose down into the earth and exploded on impact.
Oh my God.
So people said that when they looked out at the rising smoke, they could see in the canyon, in the hills, like a dark gash where the wing had cut across the canyon, which to me,
so
doesn't that just give you like
creepy.
the willies? Like that just is like,
Yes.
oh, because it feels like it's like a laceration in the earth.
It's so ominous.
Like somebody took a knife and cut the earth. That's just, oh. I hate it. An investigator on scene said, quote, "Everybody on board died on impact or in the inferno that followed."
I wish he just ended at died
he
on
could have
impact.
ended at that.
We don't need to know that.
But the reports said that Captain Powell must have thought he was approaching Los Angeles International Airport because his landing gear should have been back up. They said if they weren't down if they weren't down when he was in that canyon, the landing gear,
That wouldn't have happened.
that there is a chance that he would have made it through, but he was still very low in that canyon.
Yeah.
He was actually like something like, he was 10 or 20 feet below what they had told him he could go, his lowest point.
I wonder why he went that low.
Nobody knows why he went that low. So reports suggested immediately that heart failure may have been what happened.
Okay. I mean, he did
That
just
is
have a
the
heart
thing.
attack a month ago.
But an investigation later showed that it was just bad decision making.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. He went way below that altitude clearance, and they think that he was trying to see under the fog line.
I mean,
So
that
he was
does
going
make
under
sense.
to try to see, but he wasn't realizing that he was in a canyon.
Right.
And that if he wasn't in a canyon, maybe he would have been okay, but it just was like a poor decision, and then also just a lot of other factors coming together to really shit on this.
All the elements are against you.
But apparently he had invested, and this is crazy, apparently like a couple years or 3 years before this crash, this pilot had actually invented this navigation tool that would aid people in seeing in conditions like this. But when he brought it to the airline and the Aeronautics Commission, they just ignored it.
What?
And they said if he had been able to like go through with this and make it a like mass marketed thing, it might have helped.
Wow.
It might have helped him see where he was going. And there's this I think in that video that we'll post, you'll be able to see it. They posted a photo of his wife and his 2 sons.
Oh.
And they are holding the plans, like the schematics of the invention that he had. And it's like, oh my God. Like, and what irony.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the airline that ran his airline was Robin Airlines. And after this, they grounded all their planes with over 40 violations. So they were also not doing their due diligence at all. So this is just like a bunch. It feels like a cursed flight.
It does.
Which ended in a cursed place.
That scares me a lot.
The photos of this are like truly horrific. And
Did you look at them?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like the crash site photos that come up.
I'm surprised you looked at that.
Well, I know, because I'm like deathly afraid of flying.
Yeah.
It doesn't help, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But it's said that the passengers' bodies, some of them were literally embedded into the hillside because of how hard it hit that hillside. And there's a photo where you can see a passenger thrown across the hillside, still strapped into their seat.
Thank you so much for that visual.
It's really messed up. So this place, I mean, that event alone
Would curse any
would
place.
be a perfect recipe for haunting.
Right?
For sure.
That's nuts.
Now, there's also something weird right around the corner from Turnbull Canyon that could also be affecting this.
What?
It's a cemetery that was turned into a park.
They didn't.
Yep. So Founders Memorial Park is about a little less than a mile away from Turnbull Canyon entrance. They're really close. And apparently this was once 3 different cemeteries: Whittier Cemetery, Mount Olive Cemetery, and Broadway Cemetery, and is now Founders Memorial Park. So in the Great Depression era, they had gone, these cemeteries had kind of gotten like dilapidated and went into disrepair, and they were kind of neglected and basically abandoned.
Nice.
So in 1968, the city of Whittier was like, "Welp, let's make a park."
Why would you make a park there?
Well, so they were like, okay, we'll remove the gravestones. They said they were going to like relocate the bodies. But they did, and they did erect 2 statues in this park that list the 2,380 people who were once buried in these cemeteries.
Hey.
But most people don't think those bodies were ever moved. And some people in the area who were around the area at that time said, we never saw any kind of like project of moving those bodies.
Yeah.
So people think they just removed the gravestones and made a park.
That's fucked.
People say fogs sometimes will only sit in that park and nowhere else.
That is so
And then
scary.
animals die there a lot.
Oh my
Like
God,
they
it's a
find
pet
dead
cemetery.
animals a lot. Isn't that strange?
Yeah, that's real weird.
So then there's Gravity Hill in Turnbull
Yeah,
Canyon.
what is that?
So Gravity Hills are found in a lot of places. Like we've mentioned a few of them in some of the weird places that we've mentioned. There basically is one where your car will travel uphill without using the gas.
Oh, okay.
It's like an optical illusion kind of thing and like a weird, trippy situation, but they have one here. And there's one that apparently people also, when they're going up the hill, like without the gas, and you're freaking out,
right?
That you'll also hear knocking sounds on your car and kids laughing or crying when it happens.
No.
Yeah.
I'm all good for that.
So I don't want to do that. So now let's end on the murders.
Oh.
Because there are recent murders in this place.
Recent?
October 12th, 2002.
Bitch, what?
This is horrific. 17-year-old Gloria Linda Gaxiola was shot in the head on Turnbull Canyon Road. Sorry. Her body was then dragged 4 miles in a car, like next to a car, to Hacienda Heights, where her body was found in the road. Now, 5 years went by and no one knew what happened. Who did this? Nothing. And then a witness came forward 5 years later and said Abraham Acuna, Matthew Garcia, and Victor Mong killed her.
Why?
She was friends with them. She had apparently known about or witnessed a robbery that they had committed, and they were scared she was going to rat on them, and they were career criminals. They had a lot of strikes against them, so they were going to get life in prison if they went to jail. So they planned to take her out of the equation, and this is how they decided to do it. Luckily, they were arrested in 2008, and Mong was sentenced to 85 years in prison, Garcia to 80 years, and Acuna to 55.
Good. Still not enough for doing that.
But 17 years old.
Right?
And she was like beautiful.
That's awful.
Shot in the head in the car and then pushed out of the car and dragged 4 miles.
That's insane.
Because apparently her foot was caught in the seatbelt.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And they just pushed her into the middle of the road. So then Tuesday, August 4th, 2009, this one is like, get ready. Christina Martinez. This isn't a murder. This is an attempted murder. This is a survival tale.
Well, I love that.
She was 20 years old, Christina Martinez. She was a mother of a 1-year-old boy. She miraculously survived after being left for dead in the Turnbull Canyon. She was at a party that night, and she was with her boyfriend at the time and some acquaintances. Now, these acquaintances were Vincent, Edward, and Jose, who was known as Mike. According to this article I read, that's really amazing. Definitely go read it. I'll link it. It was called The Girl Who Wouldn't Die, and it was on The Week, and it's by Erika Hayasaki. She was taken for a ride home with these 3 acquaintances, and her boyfriend was going to be staying back at the party. And she knew these guys. She had hung out with them before.
So it wasn't anything
It wasn't
crazy.
weird. These weren't like random dudes. She was like, I trust them. I'm going to go home. And apparently at one point, they were like going to stop at a beach and just kind of like hang out on the beach and like smoke weed. Like they were like, let's do that.
I feel like that's pretty typical.
It's California. She was like, yeah, like I'm down. So she was like, cool.
Yeah.
Like we'll do that and then I'll go home. So then they start driving. And it was one of those situations where all of a sudden they're going in a weird direction.
She's like, this is not the beach.
And she starts asking questions. And she's like, where are you going? And they're just ignoring her. And eventually the driver, who was Mike, said to one of the others, tie her hands. Yeah. And she was like, what the fuck? So she looks next to her, and whichever one of those dudes was next to her had rope. And she was like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
And it like held her down and tied her wrists. So apparently the only thing that they can look back on with this to like be, and I'll get into the whole thing in a second, but because she at the time was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's happening? Apparently she had recently had a little disagreement with her boyfriend, and these men were like witness to it. And it was like this word of this disagreement in front of these people got back to the father of her child. And he had heard through, it was like a group, kind of a game of telephone. And he got the idea that Mike, this guy Mike, who's in the car, driving the car, had actually like beaten Christine. So he was pissed, and he was like, I'm gonna like kill this guy. Like,
right.
Are you kidding me?
That's nice that he was like,
yeah. So again,
her.
Television style came all the way back to Mike, and he thought Christine had put a hit on him.
Oh shit!
Like this all came out that like he had thought Christine had told people this,
made
and
up a
was
story,
asking him to hurt him. So this was all just bad communication and just bullshit.
Right.
So this was just revenge. Like Mike was like, I'm going to take you out now. So apparently after she was tied up, they were taking her into the canyon in the car in the pitch black in the middle of the night. So then they took a syringe, 2 syringes, excuse me.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. 0 tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
And stabbed her in the neck.
With what?
And they stabbed her up to 5 times, injecting something into her neck each time that they put it into her neck.
I'm sorry, how many times did you say they
5 times.
What the fuck?
And they think that what they did was, they think it was insulin that they shot into her neck that will make you violently sick.
What?
And they were literally 5 times, they were stabbing her in the neck with a syringe and injecting her with shit. Like
that's fucked.
And she said she immediately got hot and nauseous and was like, she couldn't understand where she was. It was like terrible. And according to the Whittier Daily News, she said, quote, she felt a, quote, rush of heat and then choking and coughing and struggling to breathe as she became nauseous.
Oh my gosh.
They then dragged her out of the car and into the canyon to an embankment and threw her to the ground, severely beat her in the head and ribs. Mike then took a rock and beat her in the head until she lost consciousness. She said she gained consciousness slowly while she was being carried by them all. And then she felt herself being hurled off a 20-foot cliff.
Dude, this is like Mary Vincent.
Yes. She then sat up on her knees somehow when she landed. She said she just like rolled over and got on her knees and she could barely understand what was happening.
Wow.
Mike followed her down into the cliff and he came behind her and then slashed her throat deeply several times, quote, using a back and forth motion.
Oh my god!
So
like
he was
sawing her throat.
Oh, All the while, she testified against them, by the way. She
badass.
testified that he was saying the whole time, just let it happen. Just let it happen.
No, fuck you.
She sustained a 4-inch laceration across her neck and numerous abrasions and head contusions, they said.
Oh, my Lord.
She managed to say something like pleading, or like she was saying something like, I'm bleeding or something, like when they were walking back up the cliff.
Yeah.
And one of them noticed and said she's still talking. So one of the other ones came down and stabbed her 2 times more in the neck.
Oh, my.
She waited for them to get in the car and squeal away. She climbed out of the canyon, and before she did this, she took her shirt off and tied it around her neck to stop the bleeding.
So she's like disoriented from being injected with insulin.
Got no
She's
shoes.
been slashed in the throat how many times?
Yeah.
Stabbed in the throat how many times? And now she ties a shirt around her neck and is climbing up a canyon.
And she was beaten in the head with a rock and like punched and kicked.
Someone give this woman a medal.
She made her way to 90-year-old woman Arlene Boatwright's home.
Arlene was probably like, what the
She
hell?
shows up on her door with the shirt tied around her neck, like bleeding profusely. Her head is
Help
gaping
me.
open, and she's like, ugh. And she called 911 and got help, and she survived.
Wow, what
and
a bad
she testified at the trial.
Hell yeah. I wonder how stupid he felt when he realized that she hadn't actually done that.
Oh, yeah. So Vincent, Edward, and Jose were found guilty of kidnapping, assault with a deadly weapon, attempted murder, and conspiracy to commit murder. Received a 39-year sentence.
It's not very long.
No, it's not very long.
But you know how we feel about attempted murder.
Exactly. So that one's crazy.
Wow.
And then March 3rd, 2011, the Whittier Daily News said that an unidentified woman was found dead in the canyon. She had been there for at least a week. Her left arm was cut off, and she looked like she had been, she had some trauma to her head. She was barefoot and wearing just like dark clothing, and that's it. She was discovered by someone just looking into the canyon. Like,
you
just
think you're going out for a nice day?
Yeah, just giving a little
sightseeing?
gaze into the canyon, and you see that.
Oh my.
It was determined that she was murdered and placed there, and later it was determined that she had died of a gunshot wound to the head.
That's terrifying.
After about a month, she was finally identified through dental records as Claudia Tekutzen, who was 41 years old. During this search, by the way, they found a human arm that they don't think was hers.
Oh.
In the canyon.
Alrighty then.
So in February 2017, after like 6 years of not knowing who did this to her, her boyfriend, Francisco Nila Rojas, was charged with her murder and dumping her body.
Wow.
He had fled the country 5 days after the murder, but was extradited back to face charges. She had been murdered on February 18th, 2011. He had stolen money from her bank accounts before and after the murder.
What a shit stain.
He also, he had a Ford Explorer, and when they looked into it, because it was, they both owned it.
Yeah.
When they were able to search it, it had her blood in it.
Oh, wow.
And the car's passenger floor had bleach on it.
So he clearly tried to get away with it.
He had also bought a gun on February 12th, which was only a few days before the murder.
Dude, really?
And this same gun was tested, and the bullets were consistent with the ones that she was shot with. And on the 28th of February 2017, he was sentenced to 50 years to life in prison for first-degree murder.
Wow.
Now, several burning bodies have also been discovered on Turnbull Canyon Road and in the canyon itself. Yep.
Several?
Yeah. Throughout the years. And in a 2002 interview with I think it was with the Whittier Daily News.
You love them.
They're great. An official from the Los Angeles County Fire Station, he said that Turnbull Canyon Road was a 7-mile stretch and had a reputation as, quote, a good place to execute people, dump bodies off, and for stolen cars.
Yikes.
And that's Turnbull Canyon in California.
I guess it is, huh? Wow.
Yes, it is.
Wow, wow.
Wowie, wow, wow.
That is so much.
Yeah. So that is a lot.
The most, one would say.
Don't go there?
The fuck? It's Drew.
What is that?
Oh my goodness. You just scared the shit
God damn
out
it.
of us. This is the second time we've jumped during this. All right, well, I guess that's a good time to end it. Drew's home with the groceries. Gotta go. Hope you keep it weird.
Thank you for sitting around our campfire and being scared shitless with us.
Wow. Keep listening. We
Yeah.
hope we hope you keep listening.
We hope you
Keep it weird. But not so weird that you go to this canyon and everything happens to you there, and not so weird that you live in my apartment and get scared at like the drop of a hat, I think.
or phone.
Oh fuck. My heart.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Oh my gosh, have you been to Marshall's lately? They have all the brand name and designer pieces you love, but without the jaw-dropping price tags. All right, so here's the truth. You should never have to compromise between quality and price. And at Marshall's, you don't have to. Marshall's believes everyone deserves access to the good stuff. And that's why their buyers hustle around the clock to make it happen for you. Visit a Marshall's store near you or shop online at marshalls.com.